Let's go Dolphins! The Miami Dolphins are about to experience one of the most controversial offseasons in franchise history, and it all starts with a decision that could shake the entire NFL. Has the Tua Tagovailoa era come to an end in Miami? What really went wrong with Tua? Who's really pulling the strings in the Dolphins front office? And why are there rumors that Mike McDaniel might not survive this offseason either? What I've discovered is bigger than a simple quarterback controversy. It's a power struggle, a locker room on the verge of collapse, and a fan base about to explode. Before we continue, if you're a true Dolphins fan who's followed the ups and downs of this team, click the like button. If possible, leave a comment below saying, "Go Dolphins!" I'm with you to the end. Enough rambling, let's get straight to the point. According to a major ESPN report, what led to Tua Tagovailoa's shocking benching has everything to do with the physical and psychological decline of a player once seen as Miami's savior. What went wrong with Tua? According to NFL scouts and insiders, he simply isn't the same athlete he was during his 2022 and 2023 playoff runs under Mike McDaniel. The twitchiness, the quick footwork, the burst in the pocket that once allowed him to compensate for his average arm strength, it's all gone. A respected NFL scout noted Tua just doesn't have the same mobility anymore, and it's painfully obvious on tape. Now here's the brutal comparison that really underscores just how far he's fallen. One analyst said that 44-year-old Tom Brady, in his final year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had more pocket awareness and mobility than Tua did this year. That's not hyperbole. Brady, at age 44, was still able to escape pressure and pick up first downs with his legs occasionally. Tua, meanwhile, looked like a statue. He played scared, hesitant, almost like he was constantly waiting to get hit. And honestly, that may not be far from the truth. Some insiders believe that the constant pressure to stay healthy, pressure that reportedly came from the front office, particularly GM Chris Greer, might have seriously affected Tua's mindset. After repeated injuries to his hip, multiple concussions, and a growing list of physical setbacks, the expectation for him to stay on the field and live up to a massive extension seemed to weigh heavily. It made him hesitant, uncertain, and, at times, downright panicky. And in the NFL, if you're not playing fast, you're getting beat. Now let's talk about the benching decision. This wasn't some front office power move or collective consensus. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, this was Mike McDaniel's call, and his call alone. He chose to sit Tua in favor of Quinn Ewers, arguing that this was about the best quarterback right now, not about planning for 2026. But here's where it gets wild. There are strong voices out there who flat out reject that notion. They don't believe McDaniel actually thinks Ewers is a better quarterback today than Tua. Instead, the belief is that Miami already knows Tua won't be on the roster in 2026, so they had to see what they've got in Ewers or Zach Wilson for the future. Which leads us to a deeper issue, Mike McDaniel himself. Some insiders are done defending him. His record without Tua is dismal. He's 3-10 when Tua doesn't start. He's a brutal 4-21 when trailing at halftime. His replay challenge record? Just 4 wins out of 25 attempts. That's not just bad, it's historically bad. And while some still admire his creative offensive play design, there's a growing chorus saying that McDaniel just isn't cut out to be a head coach. The comparison is clear. Guys like Josh McDaniels were brilliant coordinators but flopped as head coaches. Is Mike McDaniel heading down that same path? Now, what's next for Tua? That's the multi-million-dollar question. Cutting him outright would cost the Dolphins a staggering $99 million in dead cap money. That's almost unthinkable, almost. But some believe it's the only real way forward. Take the hit now, rip the bandage off, and create cap flexibility in 2027 and beyond. If Miami did a post-June 1st cut, the dead cap hit drops to $67 million this year, with the rest spread to 2027. Still painful, but manageable. The trade market? That's not looking much better. Multiple NFL executives have said Tua isn't viewed as a top 25 quarterback anymore. One exec even said he wouldn't feel comfortable starting Tua if he needed to win games. He's seen as a guy who might be able to start, but not one who's going to win you playoff games. And then there's the issue of his contract. No one's touching that full dollar figure. Any trade would likely require Miami to eat a huge chunk of his salary or even include draft picks just to move him. There are a few speculative landing spots. The Raiders, Browns, Vikings, maybe even the Rams if Matthew Stafford retires after a Super Bowl run. Some believe Sean McVay could be interested in a rehab project like Tua. But make no mistake, there's no robust market waiting for Tagovailoa. And if Miami doesn't act decisively, they risk entering 2026 with the most expensive backup quarterback in NFL history, a $54 million cap hit for a guy riding the bench. Let's pick it up right where we left off. The Tua Tagovailoa saga isn't just a quarterback controversy, it's become a full-blown organizational identity crisis. The Miami Dolphins have to make a defining decision this offseason, and no matter what they choose, the ripple effects will be massive. Cutting Tua outright before June 1st would be one of the boldest moves in franchise history, absorbing $99 million in dead cap. But it's not just about money. It's about vision, control, and whether this team is finally willing to stop living in the gray area when it comes to quarterback decisions. Think about it. Every year since Tua was drafted, it's been the same story. Is he the guy or not? And every time they've tried to commit, something pulled them back. The injuries, the inconsistency, the limitations. The front office gave him the benefit of the doubt. Mike McDaniel staked his name on him. But after 2024, the excuses ran dry. Tua didn't just plateau, he regressed. And not just statistically, but mentally and physically. We're talking about a player who went from MVP talk to being benched in the most important stretch of the season. That's not development, that's decline. Now here's something else to consider. Even if you keep Tua in 2025 as a backup with that $54 million cap hit, what does that say to the locker room? What message does that send to your next quarterback, whether it's Zach Wilson, Quinn Ewers, or a 2025 draft pick? You're not building around anyone, you're hedging. You're holding onto a mistake and wasting valuable roster-building resources just to avoid public fallout. It's indecision disguised as strategy. And speaking of new quarterbacks, let's talk about the young guys. The Dolphins are clearly in evaluation mode. Quinn Ewers getting the nod tells us everything. It's not about wins and losses anymore. It's about identifying whether there's any internal solution. But this also places Mike McDaniel in the hot seat. Because if Ewers or Wilson shows any flashes, fans and media alike are going to wonder why the coaching staff didn't make the switch sooner. And if they flop, McDaniel's quarterback evaluation skills, already under fire, take another hit. Remember, he was the one who championed Tua for that extension. And that move, in hindsight, is aging like milk. Meanwhile, there's an eerie silence coming from Chris Greer and the front office. That's not a good thing. That usually means internal disagreements. Some reports suggest that the Dolphins brass is divided on what to do next. Some want to just eat the cap, cut ties, and reset. Others want to try to milk some value out of Tua, maybe find a desperate team willing to gamble. But here's the hard truth. If there's no market, you either swallow the loss or keep a ghost on your bench. And at $54 million, that's a luxury no team can afford. It's also worth mentioning the locker room dynamics. Tua has his supporters. He's known as a high-character guy, respected in the building. But when performance dips this drastically, loyalty starts to fade. Players want to win. Veterans like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey, and Bradley Chubb didn't come to Miami to sit through another rebuild or quarterback carousel. They want direction. They want a plan. And if the front office doesn't deliver clarity this offseason, the team could fracture internally. You risk losing the trust of your core stars. That's how locker rooms unravel. Then there's free agency. How do you lure talent when your quarterback situation is a question mark and your head coach's job security is shaky? The truth is, the Dolphins are not currently an attractive destination unless they send a clear message. We're moving forward, and here's our plan. That means choosing between McDaniel and a new coach, choosing between Tua and a fresh start, and committing to a vision. Waffling isn't an option anymore. As for Mike McDaniel, his window is rapidly closing. His record without Tua is bad. His inability to win when trailing is worse, and his mismanagement of challenges and timeouts makes you question whether he can handle the pressure of in-game decisions. Being a brilliant play designer doesn't make you a great head coach. And right now, the Dolphins need a leader more than they need a scheme wizard. Someone who can command a locker room, make tough decisions, and take accountability. McDaniel has shown flashes of creativity, but leadership, that's still a question. And look, it's not all doom and gloom. The Dolphins have a talented roster, plenty of stars on both sides of the ball, and a passionate fan base that's hungry for a title. But that's what makes this offseason so important. The wrong move, or worse, no move, could derail everything. This is a franchise-defining moment. It's not just about moving on from Tua. It's about showing you're serious about winning now and building a sustainable future. So where do you stand, Dolphins Nation? Is it time to cut the cord and reset? Or do you think there's still a path forward with Tua under center? Drop your thoughts below. I'm reading every comment. And if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. I've got more Dolphins news, updates, and rumors coming your way daily. Smash that like if you bleed aqua and orange, and check out the next video on screen right now.